Hi, everybody. Welcome back.
You're watching E&M Guns. I'm Eric.
And I'm Melinda.
We're going to be talking about, do you feel safe at church? Stay tuned. Over the weekend, there was an attempted murder of a pastor in Pittsburg. And divine intervention is what I'm going to call it, because the shooter's gun didn't go off. One of the parishioners was able to tackle the guy. We'll watch a brief video and I'll just kind of show you what it was.
The pastor saying the gunman smiled at him before bringing the service to a stop with what happened next. This morning, the dramatic video from a church's live stream showing the moment Pastor Glenn Germany looked down the barrel of a gun.
And God may show.
He says he's grateful to God to be alive.
He actually pulled a gun, and that's when I seen the gun. And at that point, I didn't have no time to think. It was just reaction, duck and try to get out of the way of his line of fire.
A gunman the pastor says he had never seen before, interrupting Sunday's sermon in North Braddock outside Pittsburg. Pastor Germany says the man had come in and out of the church several times before making eye contact with him, standing up and pointing that gun at him.
He pulled the trigger, and a miracle of God happened that the gun got jammed. That bullet had a name on it.
Clarence McCalliator putting his life on the line and his faith in God, jumping into action, tackling the gunman.
I just jumped up and pulled the gun, pulled his arm down to his side and locked him up.
The deacon pulling the gun away.
I think that was an act of heroism if I ever seen one.
Yeah, truly. And as for that gunman, authorities now also saying they found a body when they searched his home. No word on a motive for all of this. That mystery now only deepening. The pastor tells us they will be back in church next week for service.
We've been going to a church for quite a while. We did, I was a lead usher. My wife was a lead greeter. And so we volunteered at church and done lots of that for, over 10 years. And we were at the downtown church, which is, in the older part of Napa. And, we're seeing quite a bit of, things going on. I never once felt unsafe at church. Did you?
No, we even had people staying in the back bushes behind the building. And I felt very safe there.
I watch a channel on YouTube here called Christian Warrior. And he's been kind of going over since the shooting at Lakewood. He's been kind of going over how crime has been coming into the churches. And you're hearing he's kind of equating it to what's going on in Hamas and Israel. And now that's kind of bleeding over onto campuses. What do you think about these protesters that are, it's nationwide. It's from West Coast to East Coast, Columbia, UCLA. There's protesters getting arrested.
Well, as Christians, I think we always stood with Israel and them. So they're God's people, and you should be that way.
Israel's not targeting Palestine. They are targeting Hamas. And unfortunately, these folks have built, these terrorists have built into tunnels under hospitals, schools, and they're basically using you people in Palestine as a shield. So, if you were a Palestine person, would you be more afraid of an Israel bomb attacking you or Hamas killing your family?
I would be Israel's bomb.
Me too. I would give them up in a heartbeat. I would
would
be a rat. And then another point I want to bring up, President Biden has finally spoke out this week about the protesters in the college campuses. So Politico released a story over the weekend how a bunch of Biden campaign donors are supporting these pro-Palestine protesters. Rolling Stone did a fact check on it, and some of the facts didn't come out quite, they were skewed. So basically, Politico did what the anti-gunners do, except for the anti-gunners don't have Rolling Stone checking their facts. which is, sounds familiar, anti-gun. Everytown, Moms Ban Action, all those groups do the exact same thing. Guns are the number one killers of kids. I mean, we've heard that, and they're including 19 and 20-year-olds or 18, 19, and 20-year-olds in that as kids, skewing the numbers. Rolling Stone, if you truly want to be a neutral, go after that narrative the same way you went after Biden campaign donators are supporting protesters. It sucks for people like us to have to look at several different sources to decipher the truth. It'd be nice if one outlet would give us the truth.
Well, that's like if you read something like on your phone or something, you gotta check it, because sometimes it's not the truth about a gun thing or anything. I was gonna say exactly, because sometimes they ramp the story up.
And don't click on Meta's verify. Meta is, not exactly known for telling the truth either. That's Facebook, if you guys don't know. As usual, guys.
Thanks for watching Ian Them Guns with us.
And we love you. Peace out.